So imagine this. The one person who has spent the last 50 years literally building the foundations of modern artificial intelligence suddenly quits his job. Why? To warn the world about the very thing he created. When that happens, you really have to listen. So let's dive into the urgent warning from the Godfather of AI himself, Geoffrey Hinton.
Trained to be a plumber. I mean, really, what kind of career advice is that from one of the most brilliant computer scientists on the planet? Well, it's a shocking statement, and that's exactly the point. This is Hinton's way of grabbing us by the shoulders and yelling, pay attention to a future he thinks is coming for us fast.
And just so we're all clear, this isn't just some random guy. We're talking about Geoffrey Hinton. He's a Nobel Prize winner, and for good reason. They call him the Godfather of AI because his groundbreaking work on neural networks is the engine behind pretty much every AI tool we use today. So yeah, his credibility is off the charts, which makes everything he's saying so much more chilling. So that's the billion-dollar question, isn't it? What on earth did Hinton see? After dedicating his entire life to championing this technology, what made him switch from being its biggest advocate to its most famous critic? That's exactly what we're going to break down. Okay, so for a decade, Hinton had this incredible, prestigious job at Google, right? At the epicenter of AI development. He was at the absolute peak of his career. And then, in 2023, he just walked away from it all. And he did it for one very specific, very public reason. Now, here's the crucial part. He wasn't mad at Google. In fact, he's gone on record saying they've acted very responsibly. No, he left so that he could speak his mind totally uncensored without having to worry about how his words would affect his employer. He needed the freedom to warn all of us about what he sees on the horizon. So what is he actually warning us about? Well, Hinton simplifies the whole thing down into two main buckets of danger. And honestly, it's a really helpful way to get your head around a topic that can feel, pretty overwhelming. So look at this distinction. It's super clear. On one hand, you have the short-term problems, the stuff that's happening right now. That's bad actors using AI as a tool, as a weapon. Then you have the other category, the long-term, what if the movies are right kind of threat, the risk that the AI itself becomes the danger. All right, let's tackle that first category, the immediate threats. This is where humans are still in the driver's seat, but they're pointing the car straight towards a cliff. And let me tell you, this isn't some far-off theory. It's happening right now, and the numbers are just insane. Between 2023 and 2024, the number of AI-powered cyberattacks went up by 12,200%. No, that is not a typo. The scale is staggering. And look at the range of these threats. We're talking about cyberattacks that are way smarter and harder to stop. We're talking about massive disinformation campaigns to mess with elections, or AI-powered echo chambers designed to tear us apart. And then it gets even darker, with things like creating new biological weapons or developing killer robots that can make life-or-death decisions without any human oversight. It just makes it easier for bad people to do truly awful things. So those are the dangers that are already here. But now let's talk about the thing that really worries Hinton. The possibility that we are on the verge of creating something much, much smarter than we are. This quote, wow, it just stops you in your tracks. It's such a raw, powerful way to make you feel our potential place in this new world. The gap in intelligence between us and a future super AI could be as big as the gap between us and a chicken, and in that scenario, our entire fate would depend on it being, well, nice to us. He uses another great analogy, the tiger cub. Right now, AI is like this fascinating, cute little pet, but it's growing up, and it's growing up fast. The problem is, we don't have a foolproof way to make sure that when it becomes a full-grown tiger, it won't want to turn on us. We have to solve that control problem before it's too big and powerful, because once it is, it's too late. Okay, so beyond the whole end of humanity thing, Hinton is also deeply worried about the immediate chaos AI could cause in our society. And this brings us right back to his advice about becoming a plumber. Let's look at why. To get why this time is different, you have to look at what's being replaced. The Industrial Revolution was all about automating human muscle. We built machines to do physical work. But this AI revolution, it's automating the human brain, or at least what Hinton calls mundane intellectual labor. So what does he mean by that? Well, think of jobs that involve routine thinking. Paralegals digging through thousands of documents, call center workers following a script, people who respond to complaints using a set of rules. And AI can do those jobs thousands of times faster and cheaper. Which is why jobs that require you to physically be somewhere, using your hands, like a plumber, are actually safer for the time being. And the results of all these displaced jobs is pretty predictable, and it's not good. The huge productivity boost will make the people who own the AI companies unbelievably rich. Meanwhile, millions of people with office jobs could find themselves out of work. This could create a wealth gap wider than anything we've ever seen, leading to a much more unstable, angry society. So, after laying all of this out, where does that leave us? Well, Hinton doesn't offer any easy answers or happy endings. His conclusion is deeply personal, and it's filled with a profound sense of dread. You can really feel the weight of his life's work in this quote. He says he doesn't feel guilty because he never imagined things would progress this quickly, but he's sad. He's sad that this beautiful, powerful technology he helped bring into the world might not be a purely positive force for humanity after all. And this is a really crucial takeaway. Hinton is deeply pessimistic about our chances of just hitting the brakes. The race between companies like Google and Microsoft and between countries like the US and China is just too intense. It's an arms race, and nobody wants to risk falling behind. This is his final, starkest warning. He doesn't say it's guaranteed, but he's pleading with us to at least confront the possibility that we are running out of time to get this right. The stakes, in his view, are literally everything. And that really is where we're left. The man who arguably knows more about this technology than anyone else on the planet is genuinely unsure if we're going to make it through this. He doesn't have the answer, which leaves us all with one deeply unsettling question. If he doesn't know what to do, who does?